Hey guys, I'm glad you're back. This is going to be a video, just a quick video today to take you behind the scenes to show you a new tool that we've been using that has helped us out so much with keeping track of everything you need to keep track of in this business. Okay guys, so this last week we met with two different CPAs to ask them all of the questions that we had about doing our taxes and keeping track of all of these expenses, because this is the first time that we've ever done something like this, and we wanted to make sure we were doing everything right. One of the CPAs was like this nationwide guy, and he had a really good sales pitch, but it was super expensive, and it was just a lot of detail, and he basically told us we needed to form an LLC and all of this other stuff. And then about a couple days later, we met with another local guy who was a CPA, and he had a completely different answer to everything and told us he didn't think we needed to form an LLC. We should just do a sole proprietorship. So honestly, those two things were kind of confusing, but what they both agreed on, and they both said, was that the most important thing about doing our business was to keep track of everything that we're earning and to keep track of all of our expenses. And so for expenses, they said we needed to make sure we kept track of all of our education expenses, every single supply that we bought, miles driven. And so we started doing some research to try to figure out what we should use. And I have a friend, she recommended QuickBooks. She's an accountant. Tim was watching a podcast that recommended FreshBooks, so we looked at that a little bit. And then my husband was like, well, maybe I'll just do an Excel spreadsheet and we can just keep track of all this ourselves and we won't have to pay anybody. And so he kind of started messing around with doing that, and then realized pretty quickly that was going to be very tedious and time consuming. And he ended up searching the web. He found something that was talking about Notary Gadget. And then actually later on in Mark's course, I came across Notary Gadget as well. Mark recommended it. So we went onto the Notary Gadget site and we checked that out. And you guys, it's awesome. That's what we've been using now. One of the cool things is that your first 15 signings are free. So when you're brand new and you're just starting out, you get to just try the platform out to make sure it fits your needs before you actually have to pay for it. And we really appreciated that. So what we're going to do now is take you behind the scenes into Notary Gadget so you can see how it works and what we like about it. All right, guys, so here we are on Notary Gadget's home screen. So this is my actual account that I'm showing you, and this is what you'll see when you first open it up. So you can see it keeps track of everything. Here are all of my signings in January. So Tim and I keep track of all of our signings together for tax purposes. So between the two of us, we did 14 signings in January, and now in February, we have completed 23. And then if you come over here to this little button on the bottom, this will actually switch these over to show you how much you've made each month. So in January, we made 1,100, and now in February so far, we've made 2,300. So that's pretty cool. And then up here, I wanted to show you, this breaks it down by year. So you can actually click in and it'll show all of our signings from last year. For us, there's none. And then over here on the top, this shows your signings. It does include your future signings. And this is what we have made cumulatively. So with this business, we have made $3,340. Look, guys, this shows that here we're in the green. So we now have profited $151. So we have put in all of our expenses, and I'll show you that part. And now we're in the green. We're making money. And then over here is your average profit for signings. Of course, for us, this is really low right now because we just made it into the green. So as we continue working our business, this average profit for each signing will go up. Okay, and then I wanted to show you over here these tabs. So if you click on this tab, this shows all of your upcoming signings, and it keeps track of it in a calendar here. And you can also attach this calendar to your Google Calendar. So for me, this goes straight to my phone. It has all of my signings, and it also has the address. So I literally just use my Google Calendar when I get in the car. I click on my calendar, I click on the signing, I click on the address, and it brings it up in Google Maps. It makes it so convenient. It also, on my Google Calendar, will actually show me who the signing is through. So for me, I'm working for all of these different signing services. And sometimes, I mean, I can't remember who gave me the signing. And so that's really convenient because then that will tell me whose system I need to log into for updating and for questions that I have. So this just makes it really convenient. You put the information in Notary Gadget and it just populates over to your Google Calendar, and it just makes it so seamless. Okay, and then it also does tell you that this is the last day to sign for funding for this month. So it explains why sometimes there's a bit of a push during this week so that all the loan officers are trying to get their stuff closed by this day. All right, so if you come back to the home screen, here, this will tell you every signing that you haven't updated your mileage for yet. So if I click into here, it's going to give me a list and tell me, okay, I need to go in and update this mileage. These are for 3 signings that I have already completed at the top, and then the 2 on the bottom are signings that I have today. But even with those, I could go in and update the mileage. So let me show you how to do that on one. Okay, you just click in. This is an actual signing. So this gives me all the information for the signing that I completed. And you'll see this has the date. I always come in after the signing is over and add the tracking number so that I'll have it for my records. And then if I have any notes to add. And in this place, one of the things that I've been doing is just putting how I follow up with escrow companies and with loan officers. So that's a place for me to keep track of all of that. Over here, this shows what invoice number this is. So this is my 34th invoice, and it shows my payment and all of my profit and expenses down here. So let's come over here now and go ahead and let me show you how to enter mileage. So it does this all automatically. So it has the option to home to signing one way, and you might use that if you're going from your home to a signing and then to another signing, and then home to signing round trip. And then it also includes previous signing to this signing and then previous signing to home. So that's actually the one I'm going to use because that is what I did. I went to a signing before this signing, and then I went to this signing, and then I went home. So I'm going to use this mileage. And so you see, it gives me a $22.96 tax deduction automatically, and I'm going to hit save. So now my mileage is updated for that one. It also allows you to update notarial acts. So I'm going to click on here. And for this signing yesterday, I had 14 notarial acts. And you'll see when I click through, that means that I have $140 worth of notarial fees. And those notarial fees are not subject to self-employment tax. So that really brings your tax liability down, and this keeps track of everything for you. So I'll save here. And then this is for signing expenses in this tab that are just related to this signing. So this isn't for like paper or printing. And one of the nice things is that they give a video up here, and you can watch that video, and it explains exactly what kind of expenses to include here. We did talk to our tax guy, and he said that we can include things like if we get food while we're at a Starbucks, that can go in here. And so if there is an additional printing fee, like we're stuck out and we have to reprint for some reason for this particular signing, like at a FedEx, then we could include something like that here. So that will explain that here. So for this one, I don't have anything else. And so I just click out of that. That's updated. And it shows that I still need to update that for a couple of these, but I won't do all that right now. So I'm going to come back home. So this, again, upcoming signings, mileage. So I have 4 signings that I need to update the notarial acts for. And down here, this lists all of your unpaid signings. So as we get paid, we actually go in and update each signing to update the system so we know that we got paid for that one. And then it also gives us a heads up on if there's something for some reason we haven't gotten paid for a signing and it's been over the amount of time, then we can go in and check up on that. Okay, so that is the home page. Here's the signings page. This is going to give up here a drop-down menu. So you can change this. So I can click on all signings and it will bring up every signing that we have completed all the way down. I can click on just unpaid and it will show only the signings that have been unpaid. And you can see there's all of these different ways. You can check on which ones are missing mileage, which ones are missing notarial fees, any appointments that are not confirmed. So it literally goes all the way through, and this is just a really easy way to keep everything in order. Okay, and then I'm going to click over here. Let's see, we already did talk about calendar, but there were a couple other things I wanted to show you. Up here, you can put your other events on this calendar if you wanted to make sure, or you can actually block out days. Since I have this all ported over to my Google Calendar, the way I do it is I just update my Google Calendar. My husband updates that same calendar. All of our stuff goes into the same place. So I just check my Google Calendar when I get a text message to make sure that I'm not double booking myself. And then also in our family, we make sure that there's an adult home with our children. So I always check the calendar to make sure that my husband doesn't have a signing. And then we're really good about putting our signings in the calendar right away so that we don't overlap or double book. This is the expenses. So this is where we went in. Anytime we have a new expense, anytime we order paper or toner or anything comes up, we put it in here. And you can see all of our expenses listed all the way down, including our LSS classes and our classes that we took through the NNA. And this is everything. Pens, folders, binder clips, ink, insurance. It's all in here. We list everything in our expenses. These are recurring transactions. So if you're paying, like for Notary Gadget, we have that in here because that's a recurring transaction. We pay for that monthly. Insurance premiums that we pay monthly, those are in here as a recurring transaction. You can add all of those things. And then over here, these are our customers. So these are all the signing services that we have worked for. So here you go. This is a free little one. You can go sign up for these signing services here. So these are all of the signing services that we've worked for. And you can see here on this column, it'll show how many signings we've completed for them, the total money that is owed to us, and what is unpaid. But this is a place you can keep track of everything. And then here is where you can run reports. So here is literally a profit and loss report. So I'm going to show you when I generate the report, it'll show this is our total income. This is what we have actually gotten paid, not all the money that we have owe. Here are our accountant fees, education fees, insurance fees, licensing and filing fees. Here's our mileage fees, our office supplies, and then it shows that we have a net income at this point of negative $2,661.93. Once we show a profit, like once everything that we're owed comes in, then it'll show that we actually do have that $150 profit. And then down here, what's nice is that it shows the portion of net income from notary public fees, which is not subject to, right here, portion of net income subject to self-employment tax. So it actually breaks it up, and that's really nice. And then up here, you can get a sales report. So let's say I wanted to look at Notary Go for 2021. It's going to give me a whole sales report just for Notary Go and tell me how much I'm making, what's my average profit per signing, average without mileage, and it's going to break it all down. So there you go. And then these are all the unpaid invoices, so you can check. So let's go to this one, cloud signings, and generate a report. This will show me everything that is unpaid from them and what I need to follow up with them about, or at least check their terms. What are their payment terms, okay? Is a mileage report. So this is going to break down exactly how much we've gotten paid for mileage for all of our signings and then give a total down here. And this gives, so here we go. Let's try just to do all customers. This breaks down your 1099 report questions. So how much did you get paid? Who was the client? Your payment date, your payment amount, and it breaks it all down there. Okay, guys, so the last part I wanted to talk to you about was here in the settings tab. I can't actually click into there because there's a bunch of private information that I can't share. But I wanted to tell you that that's where you'll go to update just all of your settings in there. That's where you'll change whether or not you want your information to populate over to your Google Calendar. You can change your wording for your invoices that you send there. And speaking of invoices, I wanted to tell you, we've actually only worked with one signing service that requires invoices.
Most of them, they invoice you automatically. So when we get one of those signings, we just click invoice sent because we know that they're automatically going to send an invoice. Here you have it. This is Notary Gadget. It is one of our favorite tools. We feel like it's kept us organized, on track, and just given us the confidence that we're doing everything on the tax side that we need to do. So if you appreciated this video and you'd like to sign up with Notary Gadget, please click on our affiliate link in the comments, and that won't cost you any extra money, but it will give us a little bit of a benefit that you clicked on our affiliate link. So hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful. You guys have a great day.